Last year, I played True Fear Forsaken Souls Part 1, and it steered up a pretty good point-and-click adventure experience. And now I'm back to review the sequel, True Fear Forsaken Souls Part 2. But is there no way you could possibly forsake this one? Or is it an absolute soul-shattering experience? True Fear Forsaken Souls Part 2 is very much a continuation of the first game, and I highly recommend checking out that one before jumping into this one. Like always in my reviews, I'm going to do my best not to spoil too much about the plot, but you're once again taking the role of Holly Stonehouse. She's been led through the clues of the first game to the Dark Falls Asylum to find out more about her family. While you explore the pretty vast asylum with its many rooms, you'll not only, of course, find out more about what Holly needs, but more about the asylum itself. You find cassette tapes, journal entries, and the like all throughout the game that you can listen to and read to get that bit of even more information, and there's a lot of clues and hints spread out amongst these notes as well. There's also the inclusion of these hidden collectible statues for each one of the characters, giving you a little bio and the like, so just a nice little object to keep an eye out for as you go through. The gameplay all involves you pointing and clicking on various elements of the environment, interacting with them, picking up objects, and then using those objects to solve various puzzles by putting them in the correct place or using them at the right moments. There is a lot of backtracking all throughout the game. Thankfully, it's easy to do so. There is a map system with all of the different scenes, so you can quickly go back to one of the previous ones in case you get a new item to interact with. There is also a plethora of other styles of puzzles that you'll be solving all throughout the game, rotating objects, placing them in the right spots, and all kinds of different styles that you've seen in various hidden object games throughout. Unlike the previous entry though, there are no actual hidden object scenes, so while this game plays pretty much like one of those games, if you're one of those ones that really enjoys the hidden object picture part of it, that's not included here. The game does provide, though, a pretty lengthy adventure, much longer than a lot of the other hidden object games I've played over the years on the PlayStation 4, and longer than the first True Fear game. And since this is the middle part of a planned trilogy, you are left with a bunch of questions still after finishing this one up, and we'll have to wait probably a while before we see the third one. Presentation-wise, I enjoyed exploring the Dark Falls Asylum. I liked a lot of the scenery, the ambient noise and music set the mood quite nicely, and while not as jump-scary as the first game, there's still plenty of horrific imagery and the like to keep the horror fans interested through the course of the game's story. The game does include two different sets of difficulty options, ones that affect the hints and the like throughout the game, and the other one focused on the puzzles, making them much more challenging on the expert difficulty setting. From the technical side of things, I didn't have any crashing or major glitching, just a few little minor issues here and there with the UI, but nothing too egregious. True Fear Forsaken Souls Part 2 is available on the PlayStation 4 for $9.99. It does feature a Platinum Trophy. The game is also available on the Nintendo Switch and PC. Overall, I've played a lot of these style of games on PS4, and this is amongst my favorites for sure. A great follow-up to the first one. I highly recommend checking that one out if you haven't already. If you're a fan of this genre, I think you're going to really end up enjoying True Fear Forsaken Souls Part 2. I look forward to checking out the third of the trilogy whenever that finally gets released. With everything said, I'm going to be giving the game an 8 out of 10. That's going to wrap up this review though. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.